Hey everybody, I'm Stephen Greathouse, cinematographer based here in St. Louis, Missouri, and today we're going to take a quick peek at one of 4 videos that I shot and directed for a local brand here in St. Louis. A little while back, we had an opportunity to bring together an awesome team over at Fathom Productions and a newer agency in town to meet with and bring to life a project for Lindenwood University for their yearly campaign. And it went well, and it was fun, but also it was tricky. We had 0 dialogue on this set, and it wasn't a voiceover script. This was an opportunity for myself as a cinematographer to step up and not just be the cinematographer, but also direct. Why? Because this project was all about embedding their brand and their message within real products throughout Lindenwood campus. There's a reason why I believe that it's a cinematographer, or also known as a director of photography. There is that portion in the beginning. It is a director. We do direct where the lighting is going and how the framing and how to work with our crew. Everything behind that camera funnels down to the director of photography. Everything in front of that camera, from the talents and the story, that's going through the director. And that director and DP, when they work together, you're out there to bring a vision to life. It just happened to be that director was also the DP on this project. I got loads of comments about, yo, what'd you guys shoot that on? That looks so good, that looks so good. Well, it's not just the cameras we use, the lenses we use, it's also the location plays a big role, the lighting. Don't forget about the hair and makeup and the wardrobe. So let's just point out a few things from this project, starting with the shot design. This right here is a diagram of this coffee shop. To scale, no, but pretty accurate. This location at Lindenwood University was full of a wall of windows, which is great. A lot of beautiful natural light. Now, it's really important to know where that sun's gonna be. Are we gonna be competing with the sun? Is it gonna be coming through these windows? And if so, how are we gonna control exposure? Or maybe what time is it gonna be there? Lucky for us, the sun was on the other side of the building for about 6 hours in the day. And that made it a whole lot easier for us to bring our own sun in. And that's what we did. End up working with a very talented gaffer named John Sennett, bringing in an Arri M40, pushing in loads of light that's hitting the back wall of the cafe, keying up our talent on the right side of his face. We probably added a few diffusion frames in front just to soften it up a little bit. When you bring 4,000 watts of power, you're gonna wanna slow down that light a little bit. So as we can see, camera pushes in, slowly opening up the location. Now we're punching into our very first dialogue, so to speak. This is the very first message. Lindenwood University, 100% online, 100% flexible. Go Lions, Lindenwood. As you can see, we went from a establishing pushing shot of a coffee shop to a dialing around 3/4 to over the shoulder 3/4 back onto the screen, showing that, oh, he's looking at applying online to Lindenwood University. That goes through our first 3 green shots. And now we're on our way to, by far, the most difficult of shots, this baby blue. You know what's difficult about shooting in a window? They're very reflective. And we knew this going in, and we know we have tricks of how to make us invisible, the people behind the camera. We know how to do that. And here are some of those tricks. Get a longer lens and get further back. And whatever you have in that frame, as you can see, we got tree, we got foliage up in the skies. We've got maybe cars passing by. If you pay really, really close attention, you might be able to see one of the producers making a cameo. But I'm not going to point it out because I don't want to throw anyone underneath the bus. But it looks like I see one. What you end up doing is you got to just put black or negative fill behind you. That knocks out the reflection. You won't be able to make it out, and that's what we end up doing. We probably ran 20 by 40 foot black pieces of duvetine right behind camera, so that when the lens sees it, it doesn't register anything. It doesn't register those reflections. You wanna know why people often wear black on set? It's because it's less reflective. And any chance they do show up in a shot, if they're not paying attention, it doesn't draw the viewer's attention to a dark image. We're drawn to the brightest portion of the frame. This frame was very difficult, but it could have been worse. What if we put that 20 by 40 further up and knocked out all of the reflections? What if we got rid of all of the reflections of the trees? Then you kind of lose this idea of that we're outside. I mean, I think having that fine balance of both is what makes this image very special. And then let's also bring in the one other thing here. If you're going to be shooting outside looking in, well, it's bright outside. It's very bright outside. And how do you expose for both? You just need a lot of light. So we took that M40 that was outside shooting through, and this is part of the plan. We shot the green shots, then we shot the red shots, and all right, cool, now it's time for the blue. Well, we got to move this heavy M40, this 4,000 watt light. We gotta move it inside. And it comes on stands called like a road runner with big beefy tires, and it weighs a lot. I don't touch it, thank goodness for our grips and our gaffers, but They bring that inside, so we ended up angling it right at the back wall, which lifts up this beautiful picture they had back there, so you have some clues that you can still see inside and outside. And I think that was just that's a little touch that made it nice. One of the pros about using a really big censored camera like the Red V Raptor is it is an 8K camera. Thus, like, if you want that little bit of zoom effect, but moving the camera would make it way more difficult and way more likely that you might see reflections. Sometimes you can get away with that digital push. I don't think we were required to deliver at an 8K resolution or not even a 4K resolution. So we have 8 times the ability to zoom in to 1080p. So you don't want to do that. It's too dramatic, but having a subtle push, it's nice. You can do that all in post, and that was part of the plan. And of course, who doesn't love a very cute father-daughter situation where they're coloring? I mean, she just shined. She did a great job. You know, there was quite a few moments where she couldn't take her eyes off the camera and what we were doing during set, but they're great. They're kids. It was cute. Just let it happen. If you're paying close attention to the opening shot, she's totally looking over her shoulder back at one of the talents who was making her way towards the exit of the building. Ideally, would we liked her to have been looking down, you know, drawing or coloring? Yes, but she's a cute kid and whatever. Just let it go. Yeah, we flip around and we're coming up on our final shot. She's going to go get her creamer to sweeten up her coffee, and on there we have advance your career, finish what you started, Lindenwood University, apply today. This, although seems simple, a couple of creamers with some black text, well, there's some tricks, and I'm very happy that I had who I had as a gaffer and key grip on set. People who are very experienced with dealing with reflections. You know, a lot of us here in St. Louis, we've shot a lot of cars. And to get this stainless steel cylinder to illuminate, that it shows up kind of white with some blue and orange streaks through it. Well, that's no accident. If you got a behind the scenes look of this shot, which I will be adding into, we're surrounded. You know how I mentioned earlier that if you throw up black flags, you can get rid of reflections? Well, the opposite of that, we brought in a bunch of white. We brought white as much everywhere we could, not to add more light, but just to give that stainless steel something to reflect back. And that was the trick. Our key grip right away was like, Dave Kuby, shout out Dave Kuby. He's like, just put this up like this and boom, yeah, just use white. I'm like, thank you, this is great. I needed. You have a whole team of people on these productions for a reason. They bring all their experiences and their skill sets, and you're all coming together to create one thing, which is a lot of fun. Anyways, I was very proud of this shot too, and it was fun to get a chance to be a director and DP for projects, something that I'm definitely interested in, and it was fun, but it's gotta be the right project. I cherish those opportunities where I get to just be the cinematographer, working closely with the director, and knowing the amount of work that goes in for directors for projects. It's getting a small taste on this project, man. The amount of pre-production that goes into a project, you know, sorting through what kind of props to use, locations, timing, you know, there's a lot that goes into it, and I love it. I'm so glad I get to play a part in it. Well, that does it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. There's a lot that goes into this, and I love being a part of it. Thank you guys, and catch you the next one. Peace.